Hand of Murphy, written by Prasanna S. Harihar. Our defining moments often arrive when our best laid plans are scuttled and unseen hands seem to rule the roost. A famous footballer coined the phrase hand of God after scoring a goal with a hand punched ball. Be it the grocery store checkout line or the vehicle toll booth, I have one dubious distinction of always finding myself in the slowest queue. You get the drift. The moment I switch to a seemingly faster line, it grinds to a halt, and then I am in the snail pace lane. My daughters have witnessed and suffered this far too often and have christened me with the middle name Murphy. Now, about Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law is an adage that states anything that can go wrong will go wrong. It is a principle often used humorously that highlights the tendency for errors and unfortunate events to occur, especially when there are multiple ways a task can be done incorrectly. The law is attributed to American aerospace engineer Edward A. Murphy Jr. and originated from an incident during a rocket sled test in 1949. The basic idea is that if a task or process has a potential for failure, that failure is likely to happen. It is said to have originated with Murphy after a technician incorrectly installed sensors on a test subject, leading Murphy to remark that if a task could be done wrong, it would be. The law is often used as a reminder to anticipate problems, prepare for the unexpected, and double check work to prevent potential errors. In popular culture, it is used to explain why unfortunate or ironic things happen, such as the bus being late only when you are also late. Now, back to our story. I had to live up to the moniker Murphy, and of course, it happened in the most unexpected place, London. On a business trip in 2012, I was traveling by train from London Euston Station to Macfield via Manchester for a client meeting. Trains in Western countries, especially in the United Kingdom, are known for their cleanliness and punctuality. Naturally, they chose me to prove them wrong. It was a cold but sunny morning. The train was spotless, the passengers neatly dressed, many in suits and hats, some biting into sandwiches, others sipping coffee, browsing newspapers, or lost in books. I sat by the window across from an elderly woman who fit that quintessential picture. About 15 to 20 minutes into the journey, as the view turned greener and the concrete of the city faded, chaos suddenly erupted. It sounded like stones pelting the train, frankly, like raining stones, a barrage of loud cracks and thuds. The train screeched to a halt. No one was allowed to alight, and the ticket collector came around asking us to remain calm. These trains run on overhead electric cables that had suddenly snapped for reasons unknown. It had never happened before, but then again, Murphy was on board. The snapping wires had created the racket that sounded like flying stones. Fortunately, a major accident was averted. As the clock ticked and minutes stretched into hours, people needed to answer nature's call. The toilets soon overflowed and ran out of paper. Food packets were distributed, and before long, the bins overflowed with leftovers and boxes. This elderly lady across from me began to cry aloud. The air conditioning shut down, leaving us all hot and irritable and some delirious. The scene could have been straight out of a disaster movie. We were stranded for a long time before authorities announced another engine was being sent to tow us to the next station. Passengers were promised full refunds and onwards journey booked at no extra cost in exchange for the details we provided. Eventually, I took a train back to London Euston and then took the underground to my hotel. The Murphy in me had been fully activated that day, and I lived up once again to my daughter's expectations. Thank you very much. Our defining moments often arrive when our best laid plans are scuttled. SCUTTLE scuttle means to stop something happening. Scuttle means to cause a plan to fail. Be it the grocery store checkout line or the vehicle toll booth. A checkout line in a grocery store is the queue of people waiting to pay for their purchased items at the checkout counter. You get the drift. The moment I switch to a seemingly faster line, it grinds to a halt. Get the drift means to understand the general idea or meaning of what someone is saying, especially when they are being indirect or subtle. Thank you very much.